We're thinking about coming up. We are live.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
There's little Artie making his appearance.
Lucy's thinking about coming up, but she won't come on up. Lulu. Oh, she's walking away. Artie's getting too.
I'm over it.
Giving her the stink eye, like, no, it's my show.
Oh, I see Ona in the chat. Hi, Ona.
Artie's getting. Oh, forgot to mute my thing. Hey, Ona. So, do we have Peggy in chat yet? Peggy, are you there? You're still coming in. Who's watching the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Peanut's downstairs watching the Super Bowl.
Now you can see.
Johnny's already getting comments that they love your t-shirt. I was trying to wait to see if Peggy came in. Well, Peggy made our shirts for us. So when she shows up, y'all have to thank her for us. Johnny says, I'm a nasty woman. Mine says, nasty Aries woman with the Aries symbol on it in the shiny letters. And Becca's says, I'm not Mother Teresa. I don't give a F. and there's a little halo over her T.
There's a little halo. You can't see it very well, but I love it. It's super warm. It's super comfy. And I had this out today when I went to the store before the live, and the guy at the register was cracking up at the t-shirt. Thank you, Peggy. I love it. Thank you.
That's all I'm saying, though.
Thank you, Impish.
Oh, I'm wasting stuff on my shirt already.
No, Johnny, no.
My shirt looks kind of orangey, but it's actually like a deep crimson red. It's deeper than Johnny's, but my lighting makes it look orangish. So Peggy made these for us. Thank you, Peggy. We love them.
I have one made, and she offered. I was like, oh, this is what I want. I got it. So she designed it and everything.
She does good quality letters that won't rub off.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Love it.
And this is comfortable material.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I just got your notification, Jenny.
Oh, did it just now go out?
Well, I'm just now getting it.
Hey, Beth. Beth's studying for another test, y'all, so we'll be doing a candlelight lighting probably in another month or two. Yeah, Artie's ready to help read. There's Peggy. Peggy, we've got our shirts on. We were telling everyone you made them for us.
Yep. Love it. Thank you,
them.
Thank you very much.
We love them.
Yep. And Moose is currently right there.
Sneeze on my new shirt. Artie just sneezed on me.
Oh, good job, Artie.
We all get stuff on our shirts. Mine's yours.
He's laying on it. Purring. Well, let's see. Let's start with Steve Bannon. Is he going to get some state charges? Because they're talking about whacking him with some state charges. Let's start there. Look, we're reading on Steve Bannon. There's 666 people in the room. So, just a reminder, February 18th, we're going live for a charity fundraiser on Johnny's channel, Tarot's Apprentice.
For Canines Companions for Independence.
They provide free service dogs to veterans. We got some other fundraisers we're going to do in following months. We'll tell you about those later. Steve Bannon, you're going to face some state charges.
I heard racketeering, but there is some buildup of money here with the Hierophant. This is more than likely something maybe associated with the wall or whatever, some kind of fundraiser. Here with the Seven of Pentacles, there's an investment or a buildup of money. And then here for the government, it was possibly even during his stint as a government employee, and maybe that's when it started. There's also some communications that are going to burden him, so maybe there is proof, like some messaging, some text messages, some emails, some recorded phone calls, or whatever the case may be. But I got a bunch of indications that it's all about money. You got the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Pentacles. So money, money, money.
I got the Ace of Pentacles too. What'd you get, Becca?
Oh, I just saw Peggy was asking if you're negative 14 there today.
-4 right now and dropping. We will be -14 by morning.
I'm getting that there's something that is growing, and it's going to be very, 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 very successful. They're going to shine the light on something, growing energy, growing optimism. I would say yes, that he's facing state charges.
Yeah, I get that they're planning on it. The challenge is he's gotten a bunch of money from somewhere and he's juggled it around from here to there. But I'm getting my Putin and Russia card in with this too, and I'm kind of getting the feeling, I have my Republican card here, that it's something he also did when he was running the campaign or something. When he was in support mode. It's going back a little ways. This one's going to take a little time. So in addition to anything else that he did state-wise, he does have a fight coming up for something he did in secret, and he was the inside man and he lied about whatever it is. And I get the victory card on it, like they're going to get him on something. So
Something there to save you.
Merrick Garland, they don't have a confirmation hearing date set yet, but we do have the Dems in power on the committees finally. Is Merrick Garland going to get confirmed?
Get yes, just the Three of Wands, but there is still a big, huge fight with the Republicans on the other side, the Five of Wands. Interestingly enough, in this one, it's called Mind Games and Control. This has nothing to do with politics. This is just their little gross thing that they do all the time. Just like I said beforehand, the Amy COVID Barrett, she got in lickety split. But when it's something the Democrats need to do, like, a new AG, no, let's wait. Let's do one thing at a time.
I get that the party, there's one party in specific that has come to an end. There's a lot of lying and betraying and trouble here, but ultimately, yes, he gets in.
Yeah, I get justice on the bottom, which tells me yes, and I also have a yes card over here. I get actually working across the aisle on this, so I think we will get some Republicans voting for him.
Oh, Jenny, you froze.
Whoops. They're working on now when the confirmation hearings will be, all the details. but they're ready to move into action on this. And I get that they will have these hearings, but there is a little bit of a delay. And it's kind of like the Dems are offering, for unity or healing or whatever, they're offering a little bit of a delay is okay, since they're starting the impeachment trial. But I have strength and I have the Ace of Swords. That tells me, yes, this is revisiting someone we've had in the past. Thank you, Letitia. There is something sneaky going on with this. And I'm going to say it's on the side of the Democrats being a little sneaky, like, because they love him. They're going to bully him through. So
that's the precedent you set. That's what you get when
that's
somebody
right.
else's
Maybe
turn.
they make him acting attorney general till they get him confirmed. So what will Garland's team discover that Lindsey Graham and the GOP are so afraid of? What will he discover that makes them really afraid? Because Lindsey really wanted to put off his confirmation hearing.
Yeah, make his beer run so he can show up drunk.
Oh yeah, I got that blocking, trying to block him.
I think first I get the death card. So there's something to do with COVID here and numbers and possibly even vaccine or something of that nature.
Yeah.
I also get insider trading cases might come back with the Knight of Pentacles. There's also something about transportation, or a leader of transportation or secretary of transportation. Somebody with transportation either hid money, stole money, took money, something about money with the Department of Transportation, or it could be money that was allocated for infrastructure like roads or something around roads or transportation. There's also something there too. There's also the ousting of some man was done horribly wrong within the government with the Three of Swords, the King of Pentacles, Earth sign man. He testified somewhere with the Seven of Wands. So somebody got fired or something, but there's something devious behind it. It's not legitimate. There's also the destruction of something or the ending of certain programs that were done for illegal purposes too, or somebody abused power with shutting down some sort of program with the Tower card here too. There's also something about vaccines with the Knight of Swords. There's vaccines. There's either tampering with, or there is, and it's not necessarily a COVID vaccine, but it's a vaccine of some sort that was either sold, stole, or tampered. But there's a case that will be opened up for that too. But it has something to do with it going elsewhere. It's not the vaccines we have here. It's possibly vaccines that were sold. That's what I get.
What are you getting, Becca?
I'm kind of getting everything that Johnie got as well, around a woman and stuff that is missing here, quite possibly to do with roads. Also something that's spreading within the community, social media, and a woman that was at a meeting that heard something that has to do with things that are spreading within a community, metastasizing, and how she did something very creative and stole. she took away. She stole something. I'm basically getting the same thing.
Yeah, I'm getting that something about someone who was cut from a job too, Johnie. There was a big change that they did and put somebody out in the cold. There's something about an imbalance of money, steady money that was coming in, and a big fight about where that money went and where it came from. Something with overseas leaders, again, with big gifts of money that's going to get illuminated. Something about Trump and corporations and their influence on the White House. There's like either written communication or phone calls that are recorded. There's some sort of communication that puts them all in defense mode about money taken from corporations. But it's going to be all over the media.
Oh. They got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. So will Biden fire the USPS board to get rid of DeJoy? Because that's his only way he can get rid of DeJoy, is to get rid of the board and let him nominate someone new in. Will he get rid of, there's 3 Republicans or 4 Republicans and 1 Democrat on the board. Will he get rid of the board so that he can get rid of DeJoy?
And I think it's supposed to be 8 altogether. I think. I don't understand how you can turn a blind eye to a person who literally tried to steal an election in front of everybody. It ain't like they were even doing this in secret anymore.
Hang on, Lucy wants out. And then he's going to come back in here and start banging on the door. There you go.
Wonder why he started banging on the door.
I don't know. He just one day decided, hey, I'm going to start banging on the door.
I can't open it and you won't let me in, so I got to bang.
Please.
I get yes. 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. There is some worry about the internal structure, the stuff that is held close. The person who is in charge, the devil and the magician, both my manipulating liar cards, so we know who that is. And then there's Justice, King of Wands. So something now. There's Justice and 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is balance. Justice is balance, and then we'll have a new leader here with the King of Wands. So it'll be some guy, who knows who, but then it'll end with the Lover's card. So yes, we do get a new one. He will be out, but eventually.
I get that there's a lot of fighting in that little group of people, that little entourage of people. They know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. It's going to happen. Just I don't know when. And then he's going to put in someone that is a little bit more trustworthy and loyal that he knows. That is of good character. That'll set things straight. If you know what that means. Picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. I get he's already planning this on the bottom, like he already was going to do it because, they're committed to Trump. And so he's going to get people in that are more supportive, and it'll be a power play to offer up something else. There is a lot of fighting going on there. I picked up on that too. But yeah, that board is out in the cold and they lose. He's also going to bring some more money into the institution of the post office. After just a little bit of time, he's going to slough more money off to them. And everybody is much more satisfied with it, but he gets someone that's much more powerful and skilled, someone who has the skill set to work with the post office. So that's a yes. 45 during the trial. How's he going to be not having Twitter? He can't get his word out about.
It's funny. I just saw something. I think it was on the David Pakman show a couple of days ago, where he's so ticked off that he can't have Twitter that he's like trying to pressure his aides to tweet for him. Yeah, it's just, man.
Oh.
Did you not see what was on the back of your wife's shirts? I don't really care, do you? Like, you know, come on, man.
Hands of the thief. You don't know what to do now.
He's got
74 years old, addicted to Twitter.
He's got to be losing his mind that he can't tweet. Although he does have some people that put messages out for him.
I can't. First card, 10 of Wands. Oh, yeah, 10 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. He is, just like you said, he is trying to burden someone to maybe do it for him with the 3 of Pentacles. He's trying to get some collaboration, but it's becoming a nuisance. It's like, I don't want to go in there. He's going to ask me to tweet for him. So it's they no, he is trying to burden someone. This is kind of driving him crazy though, because here with the 8 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands, both of these are working at something like hard to the point of exhaustion. So he is literally going stir crazy because he's bouncing off the walls because he can't put his message out to the world. I don't know if he has a YouTube. Maybe get you a YouTube channel, but Lord knows you'd probably be banned.
Only a matter of time before he gets kicked off YouTube too.
There's the devil here. His mind is not occupied. They say the idle mind is the devil's playground, and it definitely is for him. I don't know what he cooking up in the back, but here with the moon, there's restless energy, restless in his mind. His mind is going in. Why the dog laughing at the moon?
That would be Major or Champ.
You can't tweet. Somebody bullied him and took his Twitter away. I know this person. I don't know what they're holding, but I'm gonna call it a phone. They're holding the phone, trying to get a signal. He wants to.
Can you hear me now?
He's like, is this thing working? He's going crazy.
Oh, Lord.
What do you get, Becca?
I got the tree, the birds, the mice, and the moon. There's growing nervousness and a lot of anxiety. The birds is a little bit of nervousness, kind of like the butterflies, flutteriness, but with the mice, he's just crapping his pants and like totally annoyed, and it just grows and grows and grows because he doesn't have access to the Twitter. They took it away. See? They took away from him. So he's going to be, like Johnie said, bouncing off the walls, going totally mental. That he's got all this stuff he wants to blurt out, he just can't. So
he's gone silent and he can't stand it. I get this is a little bit of karma on him. This is like, you can't keep your mouth shut and tell the truth and stuff. So it's a little bit of karma on him. The challenge is he's looking for opportunities to get his message out. And like bribing people to do it. I'm a celebrity, but he's going mental. He is completely going mental. He feels completely isolated without his Twitter, and it breaks his little tiny heart. And again, it's karma, baby. But I get he tries to manipulate like old friends. They abandon him, but he's like trying to bribe and bully people to put his lies out there, because he's sneaky. So he's going to try to pressure people to put in what he thinks out there.
Well, you know, they did give you an invitation, so you can just show up and blurt it all out there.
I would love that.
I would love that. He wouldn't stop lying. It would be great.
So since he turned down the invitation, nice segue, will he give a sworn written statement, which will probably have United States misspelled in it because his dang lawyers can't type?
I'm not hiring lawyers that can spell the United States.
Oh, Lord. So will Donald Trump give a written statement?
Sworn statement. Because they asked for a sworn written statement for the impeachment hearing or trial.
You lose your tax lawyers. You lose your trial lawyers. You find lawyers who can't spell United States.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Sworn statement.
Thank you, Larry Buddha Boy.
Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, my first two cards. I think so. There'll be some confusion around the law firm. So there might be a pressure for something else because they're going to have a couple of choices. I know something was delayed for the Sabbath is what I read the other day, but they're going to have some choices that they have to make. That's interesting. There is the Two of Cups and the Eight of Cups. What is it saying? Because I don't think they're going to leave him, but that's what this says. If you read it literally, the Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups, that's his business relationship, his commerce, and then this is walking away. But I couldn't imagine they would do that because they represent the low lives of the world. But I don't know, maybe they have a different strategy that they're going to. But yes, basically, to answer the question, yes, there is a written statement I get.
What are you getting, Becca?
I got the fox, the ship, and the anchor. Yes, he's going to have to manipulate something in regards or about the transition to reach his goal. And you're going to, and if he does, it's the continuation, the persistence of this whole thing being that it was manipulated. It's not real. It's a fraud. There's a transition, a fraud with a transition for him to reach his goal. So yes, but the statement itself may be a continuation of what he's been saying, that it was stolen, that it was a fraud.
Yeah, I get the same thing, that he's going to lie in it. He's going to lie and giving it to the House. They're planning on giving that. This is a legal document, like a court document, and he's going to lie in it. And that's his legacy right there. So that gives everybody a new perspective on everything. There will be a new action taken against him because he lies in the written statement, and that brings burden to him. It's going to cause some people to walk away from him within the party, within the Republican Party, because this is going to get highlighted in the trial. That, along with something about money that funded his insurrection. So I have two questions about, because we keep getting he's going to get convicted, but when you listen to these Republicans, it sounds like there's no way. Will Republicans not show up for the vote because the 67% majority vote doesn't have to be on all 100 senators? It's 67% of whoever's there to vote. So if they have a bunch of Republicans just not show up, say there's only 75 there, it's 67% of 75. Will they have some Republicans not show up to vote? It's a way of not having to vote no, but making it easier to get a majority for the Dems.
I mean, okay. I still don't understand how he gets convicted, but it's still showing that to me. Because I get the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Wands. There's your legal message right there. It's the Knight of Cups. It's like they do they're not having a secret vote, right?
We're going to read on that next. That was my second question.
Because it's like it's an offer here with the Knight of Cups. I get the Lovers as well. So it's like there's people on his side. However, there's a new action that's taken. So it's like they vote to convict him, but I still don't personally believe it.
That's the thing. It's like, and my cards keep saying the same thing too, Johnie, that, yeah, he'll be convicted, but I'm like, how in the world? You know, I get that I get the mice, the bear, the garden. So there's missing. People are missing here. And then there's a very strong, powerful party or the committee, the large body of people. So perhaps some of them don't show up because they're missing here, MIA. So I asked if he would get convicted. I got the Child, the Moon, and the Man. That's looking like there's something new or something that's in the early stages that has to do with his reputation, how he's seen.
Yeah.
So his honors, and it's small.
Yeah.
It's small here. So perhaps it is that people don't show up and the people, what's there votes him out or convicts him.
I get they're changing on him right now because they're meeting in secret. They've got a hidden agenda because they see him as an obstacle. They're trying to figure out, how do we hang this guy up? How do we hang him up? Because he's becoming too much of a burden on us, and he's becoming a burden with our donors. You know, they're losing their donors. So I get, some of them just walk away, don't show up. So there's a lot fewer for the vote, and that enables the Dems to bully the vote, so to speak, and to get the conviction. So there's lies and sneakiness and treason that all comes out in this trial, and I get a lot of them just don't show up to vote. So
blame me. I wasn't there. I wasn't there to vote. I was in a meeting.
It seems like that's might be a strategy. I'm not going to vote against him. I'm going to protest
I'm just
and not show up. Meanwhile, you know that's going to convict him by not showing up.
Exactly.
So will they have a secret vote to convict? Because that would also free up Republicans that don't want death threats like the Dems are facing. Purely for entertainment purposes only. Me too. Will they have a secret vote? So they can save face.
Go ahead.
There's the Hierophant. There's the Hangman and the Five of Wands. There is a change in perspective because of a fight. I think so.
I get that it's going to be out in the open. I get Child, so it's small here in the light for everybody to see with the sun, and then the vote with the crossroads. I get that they're going to vote and they're going to do it out for everybody to see, but it's going to be small, a small amount.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I get, for healing purposes, that there are people that aren't seen, not the votes. There are people that aren't seen because this is a way of them taking action because of his treason. So they're not there to vote. So it's reiterating that to me. And that's the way they regain their own power. Is just to not be there to vote, to block the vote, so to speak. They just go MIA.
Because they know that convicts him without them being on the record as voting for Trump.
Yeah, they turn their backs on him.
For those of you in the chat that are asking, the short that Johnie is wearing was made by Peggy Green. The sweatshirt that Jenny's wearing was made by Peggy, and the sweatshirt that I'm wearing was made by Peggy. I don't know what brand.
If you missed it earlier,
they love Johnny's. Everybody's commenting on Johnny's.
his pops on camera. It's easy to read. Mine has like metallic glittery letters. It's really cool. But mine says nasty Aries woman with the Aries symbol.
And mine's very little. Says, I'm not Mother Teresa. I don't give a beep. So.
A halo over her tee.
Yeah.
We love our shirts. Why won't Trump let anyone call him former president? He's using presidential letterhead, and he won't let anyone, even his lawyers, in what they submitted for impeachment trial, he won't let them refer to him as former President Trump. They call him 45 in the documents.
Because he's crazy.
45th president of the United States, but United States misspelled.
He has a mental disorder. that is what this is.
It's called shite for brains.
That is what it says. But that's his narcissism, so it is a mental disorder. But that's what this says. Two of Swords and the Hierophant. He's blocked from the government. So that's his first thing. Then you have the Two of Wands. There is preparations. There is possibilities. The Page of Swords. He's living in his own imagination now. Page of Swords is a Chiron or a baby Chiron that has behavioral issues, I always say. So this is definitely Donald Trump. This should be his card instead of the Fool, but this is Donald Trump. He's right now having a tantrum. So he is here with the Four of Swords and the Temperance. That is my mental issues. And he needs therapy cards. And so this little baby tantrum thrower is in need of therapy. And he thinks he still has ultimate power here in the world. So he's living on Sesame Street right now. So it's like
in his Mar-a-Lago bunker.
He's living in Sesame Street right now, like Oscar the Grouch living in a poster.
He's living in a poster.
I get the coffin, the stars, and the ship. So he's lost. He's done. He's kaput. But he's looking to continue his celebrity going forward. That's all he wants, is just the celebrity, the recognition, the look at me, I'm so famous. And keep that moving, So
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Your fortune can change good or bad. It's like he hasn't recognized really the shift, the change in fortune. So he's just waiting it out. He's not, his challenges, he's not accepting he's out in the cold. He's blocking that. He's not accepting that Biden is president. So he's just happy, joy. I'm still, in power. And I'm climbing to higher ground. I'm going to have people fighting for me. And he's just thinks he's king of the hill still. So,
maybe.
That being said, March 4th, his hotel rates in DC are going up again, like they did for January 6th, because if you're going to have an insurrection, you don't want all those low-life quackanons staying in your hotel, right?
They couldn't afford it if they tried, first of all.
So he forced them out into cheap hotels because he didn't want the quackanon insurrectionists in his hotel. Well, he's raising the rates on March 4th. So why? Has he got another insurrection planned for March 4th? Thank you, Anna.
Peggy said we laughed so hard making them, so she laughed.
We laughed so hard when we got them.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Also, I missed you. March 4th. What's going on? Why are you raising your rates March 4th?
The price hike. Got the Tower and the Four Swords. So he is trying to still, well, maybe they are, but they're still trying to kick up some dust here with the Four Swords and the Tower. The Three of Cups and the Ten of Swords, their celebration, they're trying to bring an end to, I guess, Biden's presidency and all this type of stuff. They're trying to force their way here with the fight, the Five of Wands and the Devil. So yes, they still have something stupid and ugly planned, but here's the thing. These people are not brave. Don't go hide under your bed because they're about to storm the Capitol again. This just don't go there. Let the police deal with them like they did the last time and tear gas them, and then they get offended and then they'll go back to their cave. But yes, they're planning on doing something else stupid in coming into DC.
Thank you, Janine. What'd you get, Becca? And thank you, Andrea.
I got the man, the letter, the book, the fox, and the child. He's going to, the reason he raised it up is because of the results. His results are secret, and he's looking to manipulate the people that don't know better. They're dumb. He's looking to manipulate them. The results are false with the letter and the fox. He's going, not false, manipulated. He's going to continue with the story of, oh, it was manipulated, it was manipulated, it was manipulated, because he knows how to manipulate these people. I asked if he was anticipating people to come over. I got the heart, the house, and the whip. Those in his base that are just very passionate. Maybe they're to stir up a stink and cause some fighting. Will it be as bad as the 6? Probably not, because I'm sure that they learned about what happened to those people. But he is anticipating some visitors in the hotel, and why not grift them too? Because they're little people, they're dumb, you know.
Yeah. They're committed to him. I get definitely like he's put the word out there to do something tangible again. This will be his legacy, that he's again doing something in the government, and it's going to bring more legal issues. But it's another way of him trying to get the higher ground, showing strength against our government. So, but there's going to be more, we'll say, National Guard and police moving in. A lot of them will abandon what they came there to do. They're not balanced. There's going to be a change. It'll be different. There will be legal repercussions. Some of them will have to go to court over it, but it's not going to be anything like January 6th.
I have a follow-up question. Will there be a lot of money behind this one like it was the last time? With little benefactors and people buying buses and stupid stuff?
Let's ask.
Because this whole thing doesn't make sense. According to the quack, him and Biden switched faces. So if we're going to inaugurate Trump on March 4th, and you're really inaugurating Biden because they already switched. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Oh, I had to rewatch that Uncle Vic video. Swapped faces. Oh, he cracked me up with that.
They believe they swap faces.
Oh,
Or are they going to swap faces again before that? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
we live
So
with,
is there going to be big money behind this one?
yes.
And for those of you that didn't see Becca's live the other night, she's using the tiles Johnie sent to her. Lenormand tiles. They're really, really pretty.
I adore them. I am so in love.
You like the charms too and messing with them, but the tiles, she has a little bag she puts them in.
I'm gonna do a live stream and show you all the stuff Becca sent me. There's other things over here, but it's hot, so I don't want to pick it up. I got a picture too somebody drew for me.
Oh,
I gotta show you all that.
yeah, I got the little tea charms from T-Barb here. Little Normand charms. I'm getting that there's backing from more conservative groups in the base. But I don't see big money at all. I just think the money may come from his base and those in the community. That's what I'm getting. Conservative communities.
I get that there's money from like there's some big money, but it's much smaller than it was. Like there's corporations or whatever that donors that give money, but it's much smaller. It's for transportation, predominantly to try to show force here, but get the inside man there. But they're a little bit indecisive about it because they know what happened the last time. So they've had illumination of what happened and they're afraid of action being taken against them. So the money is much smaller than last time.
What are you getting, Johnie?
Just people, like literally every card is a person.
Anxiety.
I got King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Magician, the Queen of Swords. It's just a bunch of people.
Like
so it's like face group posts and pages and TikToks and parlors and whatever else. It's just a bunch of people because it's all messaging. They all sort of and mind you, it's enclosed messaging. So this is from one crazy to another. So it's not even like they're recruiting new people. This is the regular people who think they swapped faces type people. I hope y'all like tear gas. That's all I got.
I can't with that whole theory. It's so freaking mental.
Maybe some of the Quackanons will swap faces too, so they have a different mugshot next time.
But they'll have to swap bodies too.
And
like
spouses.
They're not even shaped the same. Like
one's really fat and the other one's really thin, and the voices too. Like, what in the world? It doesn't make sense.
Like Biden's just going to go off to Mar-a-Lago and hang out because he's suddenly got Trump's face? No.
You have to switch the brain too. Jill Biden would know in 0.8 second that, wait a minute, what did you just say? That was not coherent. Either you have this Trump's brain in your body right now.
So Roger Stone, there are pictures of him with the Peanut Butter Boys on January 6th. Is he going to get brought up on some charges? Even though he's got his pardon already, his pardon was for his trial back in the summer. Him and Lindsey Graham both are pictured with Peanut Butter Boys.
Smiling and cheesing. Hmm. If I had to give yes, no, I would say yes. But this is like a whole story. There's a man here, possibly two. One is Trump, though, or at least his administration, that they were doing some sort of work for. And I get the 4 of Wands, which is his, thank you, J-Ro, his administration. Now, I'm going to say there's 2 men he's working with, and one of them's not Trump. Well, Trump is here, but it's 2 other men. So these are 2 of the goofy boys somewhere. They brought an end to something or someone. They were setting out to do something, I guess, more vicious than what they did. So maybe there is ruminations here with the 7 of Wands and the Magician and the Justice card. There will be rumors or statements about how Roger Stone is also sitting in on the meeting with these people to try to go after Pelosi or Pence or somebody personally. So, yes, I think there will be, and there might be a possibility to where after the end of this investigation, it kind of be like Al Capone's, where he murdered half the world but went down for tax evasion. So this might be they go and do something horrible, but he goes down for like drugs or something. And so, yes, there will be some charges, but I think there will be this is just the beginning of the layer of this story. There's something a lot deeper here with him and those people.
Yeah, I'm getting something very similar because he's like the go-between for Trump. He's like the mediator, the middleman. When Trump had the peanut butter boys at the White House, I think Stone was in on that, whether he was on a conference call or was there in person. He's like kind of hidden behind the scenes, but the illumination is coming out. And that's a yes card. So there will be an investigation into what went on at the White House. And he was there. That was a part of the plan. He was the messenger. So he would go and communicate to the peanut butter boys. And then there's also this woman of money that was doing something with security. So he was like the go-between between a lot of them. Sneaky, stirring up the fight. Going to have some anxiety here, looking at jail time and moving in on him. So, yeah, there's that woman showing up again.
I got the anchor, the clouds, and the coffin. Something about his persistent gaslighting and covering up and showing confusion or sowing confusion and doubt and hesitation. That's ended. That one's done. But there's something coming up where he's lied about his finances. I got bear, snake, and dog. So there's financial trouble or finances that he's been lying about. And he's been lying about it, and that's where he gets in trouble. It's financial somehow. So I don't know if that's tax evasion or lied on some paperwork. Who knows? But it's showing financial stuff.
So will we ever find out who the mastermind is behind January 6th? Who planned the whole thing? For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
Like I heard no before I drew, but it kind of says the same thing. But it's not that we won't know who the mastermind is. I think it's just too many people to bring everybody in. I get the Hierophant and the Three of Cups. This is a collaborative effort, a community of people. And some of them are in the government. Some of them are everywhere. They're established, basically. So you got people in the police. You got people in the White House. You got people in the church. You got people at the 7-Eleven. You got people everywhere. This was a collaborative effort. Somebody will, however, here with the Justice card in the Knight of Wands, yes, you can get some fall guys, like, the people who decided they wanted to take pictures of themselves breaking the law, but you won't necessarily get the core of it all because it's got tentacles, it's got veins, it goes out to many people.
Yeah, what are you getting, Becca?
I got the Crossroads, Mountain, and Clover. If we would ever find out, there's a little bit of luck there for delaying the elections, delaying the vote. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of luck there, but like Johnie says, I asked who was it. I got the Sun, the Garden, the Man, the Garden Central. This is a big old group of people. Big old group, a huge party of men. So this could be people in the Senate, people in the cops, Don Jr., Eric Jr., or Eric Trump, the kids, there's a big old huge group here of mostly men that I can see. I'm sure there's women in there somewhere, but they're going to have to take down the whole thing.
Yeah, I get the same thing, like the person with all the tools to bring it all together, the master manipulation. I get there's abundance of people. There are going to be whistleblowers on some of these people, but it's all the ones that turned their back on our Constitution and everything. There will be a ton of investigations. Some are going to get away. Some are going to be put in defense mode, and they'll be bullied by investigators to give up other people. But ultimately it's treason. I get there's strong cases, like they know where the strength in America is coming from, and the people that were celebrating the victory, those people will definitely go down. But ultimately, who's the main person? I don't know that there is a main person. Thank you, Rolanda and Cher Bear.
It's Roland.
Oh, Roland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, need new glasses. Okay, we got to do my favorite question of the night. So, in Madison, Wisconsin, there was a priest who performed exorcisms on Dominion voting machines to try to change votes. So, as if, and when this was posted as a question, I went and researched to make sure this was for real, because I don't like to read on fake stuff. And it is for real. As if the Quackanons aren't crazy enough, now we got a priest who was trying to exercise the voting machines to change the votes for Trump. So I'm not sure. Well, let's start with, will the Roman Catholic Church of his diocese, will they excommunicate him?
Wait, let me get the Mercury retrograde out my computer, see if it works.
Exercise your computer. The power of Christ compels you. Change the votes.
Oh.
Change the votes.
I'm in a nutshell.
Oh my God, I can't.
I can't imagine, did the voting machine's head turn around backwards? I mean,
go in, slinging holy water all over them.
That's like, he claims he was told he had permission to do it. The diocese said that he did not have permission, that he's lying. But it's like, well, what would they say?
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I think that he's already gone. And if he hasn't, he will soon be. because this person is confused, big trouble. They're not thinking straight. They don't have the clarity. They're not a person of peace here with the lilies. And he goes off in a new direction. I get, if he hasn't already been let go, he will be soon. That's just crazy to me. That's, oh my God, they done lost their minds.
Oh, he's missing something.
A brain?
Yeah. The magician is supposed to point to the heavens because he is supposed to point to the heavens and point to the earth. He's supposed to be the conduit between God and physical being. But he's grabbing this thing. I forget what it's called. I have to look it up. Not this symbol. That's the infinity symbol. But that thing where the snake swallows its tail is also another symbol for infinity. And so he's sort of grabbing onto the wrong thing. But yes, there will be a surprise. It will be an awful surprise here with 3 of Swords. And I think Homeboy is done. At the very least, he will be relocated. You know how they do. But yeah, he's got he might need a therapy session or two. Like there's this, I don't mean to talk about nobody's religion. I mean, God forbid. But I'm a hush.
What'd you get, Becca?
Oh, I already went that.
Oh, that's I get, he was working with like-minded people, and there's some money behind it, but trying to change the votes also, and celebrating. Oh, I did these exorcisms, but they are working together to burden him and kick him out. It's like, pack your bags, you're moving, you're lying. There will be a formal action taken against him for his work on the votes. So he is out in the cold.
My thing is this.
Exercised from
if it worked, didn't you just commit voter fraud or something where you changed people's votes? Because if the votes were going one way and then you put holy water and did an exorcism, now they went the other way. So who's cheating, them or you?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's obviously them, because you can't at all dare you to go against the word of God and Jesus. Okay. So,
Jesus didn't tell you to do that.
I'm just now wondering, is Dominion going to sue that preacher too?
That's what
let's look.
Like, wait a minute.
You damn it. Well, is he going to have any legal repercussions, like, for tampering with voting machines? I mean, what the hell? He did exorcisms on voting machines.
Well, Dominion.
Has he got any legal repercussions coming?
Oh my God.
His name is John Zolsdorf, if I'm saying it right.
Does he have dementia? Because I got the clouds and lilies in that first spread, and that could be dementia. Is he older?
I don't know. I didn't see a picture of him.
He's not. He's missing. He's not that he has dementia, but he
can't be right if he thinks doing an exorcism is going to change votes.
Because I didn't want to go, knock nobody's religion, but close your ears if you're sensitive. That's why the Hierophant in the tarot is originally called the Pope, is because the whole thing is a show. He's got the big wizard hat and the big staff with the 3 crosses on it, and that's the trend. Like, the whole thing is just dress up, and it's just a show. He went and threw water on, or was supposed to, I guess. That's how you do an exorcism, and to pray over these machines. Meanwhile, what you should have done is went and prayed over people's voting rights in the first place, if you were really going to be moved to do anything. But he's missing. He's like vacant. He's got a fog.
He's got something, that's for sure.
That's not what Jesus would do.
Has he got some legal problem? Oh, right on the bottom, yes.
I get the surprise is coming still. He's got some money issues he's going to have to with the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. His opportunities are going to be taken or they're going to be burdened or something of that nature. So I still get that. I don't know if he'll be sued by anybody, but his opportunities are going to be severely, severely, severely burdened. Charity card here and the 10 of Wands. So, I mean, go see if they hire him down at 7-Eleven or something, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I got the fish, the crossroads, and the ring. There's going to have to be several transactions made. I don't know if he damaged property, so he's going to have to pay to buy new ones. If he I don't know what he did, but there's going to be money that comes out of this, where there's a transaction or a payment. Several payments are made as part of a resolution. So I don't know.
I get there is an investigation that he's trying to lay low on, but changing the votes, the tower is on him. He's going to be, he may have dementia. He may be very confused or something. And there seems to be support for that. So I think what happens is everything comes to an end for him. He gets an offer he doesn't really like, but there's an emotional offer. And it looks like his family may even be involved in this, like talking on behalf of him with the courts to give a different perspective. I think legally something will change with him, and the feeling I'm getting is he may end up in some sort of mental home, padded cell.
All churches need to stay out of politics, period. Anyway.
Yep.
This, you should be a neutral place for somebody to go no matter what it is they believe politically.
But churches have been so bastardized. Like, the reason that churches don't pay taxes is because they're supposed to be the charitable community organizations.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do crap for most churches. I don't want to speak for all of them, but most don't invest in their communities. They don't help. You go there for help and they're like, well, how much did you give last time? Or they'll flat out tell you no. So
people get on government aid. That's where your aid is supposed to come from, is that church.
Yep.
That's what it was set up for.
Yep.
So will more state governments go blue? Because right now, a lot of Republican state governments are trying to block voter rights and changing things within the states. Will we see more state governments go blue in the midterms in 2022?
Three. I get 3 states. Or 3 local governments or 3 something. We may have 3 Democratic governors or something like that. I get the Hangman and the 6 of Swords. There's change in perspective and progression. And then the Empress. So I think 3.
I get Clover, Storks, Bouquet. That's a yes. There's a change, an improvement, an increase, a move. Also, quite possibly, that brings happiness and joy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I get a yes with the Ace of Swords, standing in power, a change, securing more votes, following the leader being Biden. I get my yes cards that there's a big shift. This is really not seen right now, and it's going to be kind of a surprise. I'm also getting a little story here that there's going to be a whistleblower on somebody changing votes, corruption in an election. We're going to have some news about like a big splash on one of the states that has corruption that comes out.
Oh.
Will DJT have to leave Mar-a-Lago? We have to leave it.
Why doesn't he have a house? Like a proper house and not a resort. Like,
Well, he had his condo in New York, but he can't go back there because New York hates him.
like go live on Star Island or in the Keys or something. Like, right? Maybe nobody will sell you any more property, I guess.
Can't get a loan now. I can't get a mortgage.
Mm-mm.
Call Wells Fargo. They're always up to something.
Mhm. Now that Deutsche Bank dumped you, I mean, you got to be real bad to get dumped by Deutsche Bank. That's
Mhm. I still see there's a fight. I don't get a definitive yes, no. It ends in the Fool. I get the Judgment and the Five of Wands. There is still a fight over a judgment. So there's a petition with the Page of Pentacles. There's a petition to get him out. But there's also big money that's paid into local governments and to Satan and all of that good stuff too. But right now he's still, the verdict is still out in my cards here with the High Priestess and the Fool. Like, I don't get definitive yes or no. He's still there for now, Four of Swords.
What are you getting, Becca?
I got the bear, the lilies, the house. No, he's got property there. It may not be Mar-a-Lago because the lilies is in the middle. This is the resort itself. I don't know if Mar-a-Lago is Mar-a-Lago a golf course or is it a resort?
It's the home at the house itself, which is a resort. It's a membership resort.
I don't get
so
that.
there are hotel rooms and stuff.
I don't get hotels. I don't get Mar-a-Lago. I get that he has a house there. So I don't know if he's got a house across the street or down the street or around the corner. He's got a property there. Maybe not specifically on Mar-a-Lago, but it's around there somewhere. That's where he lives. So,
yeah. I mean, the house is called Mar-a-Lago that Marjorie Post built.
No, it's not the park. It's not the golf course park. It's the house that he stays at. So,
yeah, stays at the main house. I get there's unfinished work with this. He is going to get an offer he doesn't like, and I think that will be in the form of a subpoena or court order. And it has to do with the money from the oligarchs that he got, that they are I do get the pack your bags, you're moving. There's something, he tries to hang on to it through work, but there's a judgment that comes down on him. So whether he moves in with Ivanka,
hold on.
but I think the moving.
That's
Ivanka, I gotta move in with you. Daddy doesn't have a home anymore.
That would be hilarious. That would mean that when Jared Kushner's like cross-dressing, he can't come around parading around the house. He's got to like stay in the closet,
Going back to the impeachment trial for a minute, Lindsey Graham was. Did we read on this already? He was talking about he didn't want witnesses, and if they called witnesses, that would be a big problem, big trouble, and that he would have a whole investigation. So why is he bluffing about witnesses? Like, why does Lindsey saying he would love for them to have witnesses, but it was like a bluff. Like, oh, there'll be trouble if they have witnesses. Why is he bluffing?
Chicken hawk, trying to sound tough.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you'll regret it if you have witnesses.
You mean at the impeachment trial for the insurrectionists? Sure, we will. We'll regret that. Why so tough, Batman?
It was almost like a threat, like you'll regret it if you have. What are we going to regret, Lindsey?
That's what I get, though.
There's his little buddy.
I get he is trying to threaten, basically. The King of Wands and the Star that is trying to tamper with future proceedings. Tamper with the word I was looking for, but he's trying to tamper with future proceedings. He's trying to threaten, basically, trying to hang things up. He wants to also delay things and make you go back and rethink your strategies. And but all of this is just last minute grasping at straws with the Knight of Swords. It's the erratic energy. They don't know what to do. Here's my thing. Stop trying to protect Donald Trump. That's what you need to do. Protect yourself. But yeah, that's what I get.
Thank you, Caroline.
It's just a threat. Empty words.
What are you getting, Becca?
So I asked, why does Lindsey Graham not want witnesses? And I got garden, tip, letter, book, and the dog. There's something here for the party itself, also the public, that they're trying to do to perhaps distance themselves from the results, that he's trying to keep it quiet here. He's trying to keep that what they're doing behind closed doors is like, okay, how do we strategize to distance maybe from him, but ultimately to still appear loyal. If that makes any sense.
So he's putting a mask on. He's putting a mask on.
If it makes any sense, because here's the public and the party. There's the transition, the journey, or something that is distant of the results here, and the mail as well, the ballots, and keep them quiet. Hush, hush, keep it classified, because I still want to look like I'm a bootlicker, the lapdog, if that makes sense. So it's a show for maybe the base or the public. I mean,
because I get they're all chained to the devil, and he's sort of a celebrity in the Republican Party. So he's trying to take attention onto himself as opposed to the whole party, if that makes sense.
yeah.
He's the inside guy, and he's a liar, and he's a thief. He's doing a little backstabbing, but justice is coming. The votes are going to be there, and he's trying to find a way to disrupt the voting. So just like with January 6th insurrection, he's trying an internal insurrection. He's trying to find some way to disrupt the voting.
And what's funny is Sherrod Brown was interviewing with, I believe it was Ari Melber, the day after the insurrection happened. And he was in the room with Lindsey Graham. And from his own account, from Sherrod Brown's own account, he said Lindsey Graham was losing his explicitive and yelling at the security guards and the cops for not protecting them enough against the violent mob that just got unleashed.
Why are you afraid?
Why are you afraid if he's your buddy?
And he's drinking. Surprise, surprise.
What are you afraid of?
He's got regrets. Let's ask, what's he afraid of? He's got regrets.
You both like the same person. What are you afraid of?
And then they chased him down in the airport. Remember that?
To me, he's all show and attention. That's all he wants. He doesn't, he's like Trump. Like Trump thinks bad publicity is as good publicity. He's kind of operating from that standpoint.
It's because he's oppressed. He wanted to be a rockette. Now he wants to just go out and chicken hawk all the time.
He's no longer head of his little committee.
Good riddance.
There's it full again. So I got the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Afraid of losing. Now, mind you, I think this, I don't have the Knight of Cups, but I still think might be about loss of image and loss of power. The Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. And then the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords. This is a stretch, but I'm going to say it anyway. There might be, we don't need things to change so much because what if they start coming after me? That's what I think.
They already did.
Mm-hmm.
They already did.
Like his little phone calls to, hey, throw away this, and they might start coming after me because if he can go down, then I can too.
Mm-hmm.
We need to protect the emperor at all costs here, but yeah, I think he's just trying to shield himself, really. And
yeah, I think it's over his little message, his little phone call about the votes, because he's afraid that a new action is going to crash down on him, that he'll get judgment passed on him, and he's afraid of America and the donors too. So he's trying to put up a fight, but he's very, very anxious about keeping his seat in the Senate. He doesn't know what to do. He's just trying to protect himself. And there will be an action taken against him. There will be a change, and he's going to be out in the cold.
I get the fox, scythe, book, clover, snake. He's trying to weasel out and strategize because he doesn't want to be discovered as the opportunistic liar. And when I say that, I don't mean like we all see him as an opportunistic liar. But there's something else. Perhaps it was his friendship to Trump was him licking boots for his own opportunity. And even that loyalty was false. See what I'm saying? Because he doesn't want to be discovered as an opportunistic liar. So
the devil came to the White House and you sold him your soul. Hope it was worth it.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene, she got kicked off all her committees. Will she also get kicked out of her seat? Will she get kicked completely out?
like expelled?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just appalling to me that 60-something House people voted to take power away from Liz Cheney.
Uh-huh.
And yet only 11 went against Marjorie. It's like, oh my God. I mean, Liz kept her seat, kept her power, her leader position, but
I mean, let's not get it twisted. You know, what's her face? Cheney isn't a saint. She's one of those extremist Republicans as well. But like,
Marjorie Taylor Greene got a standing ovation. It's like, are you kidding? What is wrong with these people in the House? So what are you getting?
I get there's a new leader in her seat. I got it was very interesting. The first card I pulled, and that's what it said to me. It said, oh, there's somebody else in her seat. There's some man here. King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. There's somebody else. Oh, look, that's why because I was I got 5 decks that I always use, and it said use this one, and I picked up a different one. And I'm like, okay, I'll use that one. And the Queen of Pentacles is standing up. There's somebody else in her seat. So I guess that's what it wanted me to see. So yes, after the judgment, there will be a new leader with my King of Wands and the Sun. So yes, there will be somebody else in her seat.
Thank you, Jillian. I get the same thing. What are you getting, Becca?
I get that there's an ending for her, and then an official result, an official message or something, and then I pulled the sun card. This one wanted to come out. That's a yes. And I'm wondering, can representatives be recalled, or is that only governors and mayors? And
Well, she could either get impeached out to expel her out, or her state could take an action to pull her back. I get the same thing, like there's her seat and it changes. That they're working in secret to burden her, to bring a change to her seat and bring a new action against her. So
something here in the government or in the courts that brings in the results of she's done.
Yeah, I get strength. I get Republicans working with Biden to highlight and figure out and ask questions to figure out how do we get rid of these quackanons.
That's what I was going to ask. Are the establishment Republicans working against her like the Bushes and the Cheneys and all those people?
Yeah,
Well, we know they're working against McCarthy.
Because like Mike Pence is trying to create a thing to restore the government or restore the Republican Party, and the Adam Zingling, whatever his name is, up in Illinois, is doing the same thing, to where they're trying to get their party restored back to the GOP way instead of the Trump quackernon.
The GQP.
That's what it
Back
is.
to the grand old party, not the grand quackanon party.
Mm-hmm.
So
are
they trying to get all the quackanons out? Because they've got more, 61.
At least Lauren Boebert probably saw what happened with what's her face and decided maybe I shouldn't be such a loudmouth and keep my crazy quiet. But is the GOP working to get the quackanons out? Is that
because like Mitch McConnell was like, okay, we've had enough of her lies. Like he started getting involved in the House, and he doesn't usually do that. So is the GOP, are they trying to get the quackanons out of their party? And if so, will they be successful?
They had any brains at all.
That's right, Brandon. She needs to sit down and shut up. We had a little back and forth in one of your all's lives one night where I was like, I think it was Becca's live, where I kept saying, okay, they need to sit down and shut up too.
But see, this is, anyway, it doesn't matter.
I mean, they think that they're doing face transplants. Yeah, there's a woman who got her face mauled by a chimpanzee, and they did the first face transplant on her back in the early 2000s. And she doesn't look that good. So I'm telling you, quackanoners, if Biden and Trump change faces, it wouldn't look that good.
Just that whole thing is so stupid. Like they can't even.
How you get Biden to agree to that?
Johnie, how do you get Biden to agree to it? But then they're switching faces, which means it's really Trump and it's not Biden. But then on the 4th, they're going to inaugurate Trump, which means we would really be inaugurating Biden, because unless they have face surgery again, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
Oh Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Are they working to get her out? There are new people in the government, the Hollies, all those people. So it's not just her, because I don't get her alone. She's going to come up as Queen of Pentacles for me. She is being, they're trying to reduce her to where she has less of a platform, is what that's the beginning. I guess they not necessarily trying to push her out, but trying to make sure she doesn't get reelected, more than likely. So they're trying to reduce who she is and then push her out along with the other ones in the bathwater, like the Hollies and hopefully Cruz, but I didn't see him here. But people like that, yes, they're trying to reduce them. They're trying to take away their donors. They're trying to do all those type of things. So yes, there is some working on in the back manipulation with the establishment Republicans, and ones from the past too, mind you, not just the Mitt Romneys and those people like Bushes and those people are coming back and saying, okay, let's get her out of here.
Yeah, I asked, are they trying to get all the Quackanons out? And I've got Justice on the bottom. They're trying to bring balance back to the party. They're watching and looking at all the ones, the challenges, the donors and the steady money that are passing judgment on these Quackanons, and their party is corrupted by Quackanons. So they're coming up with plans of how to burden them, whether it's through action, like legal action, censuring or whatever, or bringing a change to how they hold on to their seats, being donors and stuff. But they are working hard on this. They feel trapped with them. They feel stuck, but they're working in secret. They have anxiety, but they're working in secret within the government to try to figure out how to get them out.
I got the tree, the scythe, the bouquet. This is a growing problem and a growing danger for the party itself. They're trying to figure out a way to extract them out of there, cut them out, without rocking the boat too much, because they still want the gifts that come from these people. See what I'm saying? So I asked if they would be successful. I got man, coffin, and anchor. Ultimately, yes, they will reach their goal, but this is saying this man is dead. He lost. Keep him there. See what I'm saying? Like, keep him there. Let's not go to that to try to,
And the Democrats are like, you know what? As long as you don't bring no gun in here, let her tear down your party.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Go right ahead.
So Biden says Trump shouldn't receive classified briefings anymore. What does he know? What does Biden know about Trump? Why he should not? Is it simply because of January 6th, or does he know something else?
He's a Putin stooge. The FBI, long time ago, 3 years ago, said I think it was 2 years ago, doesn't matter, that they were going to open an investigation to see if he was a foreign agent. Don't know whatever came of that, but let's see. What does he know? That he was a person of interest here with the star, center of attention. 9 of Pentacles. This is the card that's indicating Trump, the 9 of Pentacles. This is lots of money. This is also a very secure person, financially speaking. The America card here with the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, he was getting things on behalf of his position. So that's why the 9 of Pentacles is there about security. Not that necessarily he's rich or he has a lot of money, but that somebody here with the Hierophant was giving him or has given him a lot of money, and therefore he was a person of interest. There's also some mysterious things that come into him, or not mysterious. I'll just stick with that word. 7 of Cups is about confusion and, choices and things of that nature. But there's some things that were coming into him with the Knight of Pentacles, and they were coming from governments outside of our own. So he was in a position to be influenced. And so Biden knows that he is still in a position to be influenced. So if I give you something, you're still indebted to that person, and then that person can then say, hey, give me what he just gave you. So I think him being a foreign agent is the reason they don't want him to have security briefings.
What'd you get, Becca?
I got dog, sun, fish, bouquet, clouds. It's because of who he's friends with. because all he wants is to be a successful business person, and he's open to gifts of money, and that could cause big, huge problems. So bribes, basically, like, selling. There's a transaction central to the reading: selling, buying, purchasing, commerce, and he would happily do it because his only interest is money. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm getting the exact same thing. It's a circle of support that's around him that he can like give information to. They know that he's burdened right now financially, and he wants to sit pretty financially, and he's looking to commerce and trying to act like he's strong, but he's a thief, and he would do sneaky things and not watch who he sold things to or who he gave information to. He also knows about something that's going to come up in court here, and it's something to do, I think, with the Mueller report that shows a lot of chaos around him that he is trapped right in the middle of. And it's about money. It's something they tried to keep hidden, but again, it's with people he worked with on dark money. So yeah, he doesn't want him having anything.
That man would sell his mother for $1 if he could. He really would,
Michael Cohen is going to go after Barr and Trump for messing with his habeas corpus rights, blocking him from his rights when they tried to throw him back in jail.
For the book, right? For that book?
Yeah, for the book. How's that going to go for Michael? Let's look in particular Barr, because the action was done by Barr on behalf of Trump. Battle of egos.
I think ultimately the case will either be dismissed or settled for something smaller, but I don't see huge success with it here. I do show that it goes forward though. So it's not like it's going to just be waved off as just a threat. The 6 of Swords and the 7 of Cups, he has a lot of avenues with this. And by avenues, I think what could possibly be is he could monetize this and make it into, more books or a TV show even, or not TV show, but a documentary or an interview or something. Like he could get some money out of this drama that he's about to create in a good way, drama. The 8 of Wands and the Strength and the 2 of Wands, he's going to have a very good message going forward because like it, love it, hate it, or leave it, Donald Trump is still going to conquer the media and the news. We're still going to be talking about Donald. Thank you, Adrian. And then there's the 5 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So I don't know that it's going to be hugely successful, but if he wants, there's a lot of opportunity that comes out of it, though. That's what it showed me.
I get it's a battle of egos right off the bat. Like, oh my gosh, this is unfinished work for Michael. He wants to see this through. And there's steady money. I think coming to Michael to help him do this, to bring, it's almost like karma with Trump. Like people are giving him money to take this on in court. I do get that, there's a healing with it, but there's also a network of people involved. I get regrets and thievery and trying to burden Michael. I do get it goes to court. I think there will be subpoenas or indictments that cause anxiety, puts Barr in defense mode, and I get celebration, and Michael actually could win this, but it's going to be a long, drawn-out ordeal.
I get fish, scythe, book, tree, tower. He may have a case, but it's going to take a long time for this thing to grow to where it gets to the courts here. Ultimately, because there was business and also his independence that he was cut off from because of a book, like a literal book that he may have been writing. They may have threatened his life as well with the scythe and the tree. They may have made several threats to his life, maybe, or threatened him in some way, shape, or form, like an accident, whatever. It's going to take a long time, but there's opportunity here and perhaps prosperity for a new book with another publishing company as well, because it's fish, book, tower. Okay, so this may lead to him writing another book, but it goes to court eventually. It's just going to take a very long time to get there.
So Donald Trump has always gotten away with everything, right? He's always gotten off. Is this his karmic time now? Is 2021 and 2022 going to be his big comeuppance where he has to pay the price legally? Is this his year to finally, at the age of 75 or however old he is, to finally face karma? Tarot card on the bottom. Crash, bang. What you getting?
What are you getting, Johnny?
Well, I asked the runes, but I asked twice just to see. And looks like his luck is running out. I got Unyo. This is joy and contentment, happiness, success. Ansus, this is basically God or wisdom. And then Radio, which means that it is leaving. It's moving away. And I asked again, and I got Algiz. Algiz is about warding off evil. and that too is running out. So whatever kind of luck or lucky charm or positive moon and sun he was born under, something is running out right now.
Yeah, I get the journey that he's on, all the joy that he's had in the past, and his family legacy. The challenge is to sit pretty financially and have strength. He doesn't have that anymore. And this is something that will be written about and communicated about and talked about, because he just lies and howls at the moon. The tower's on the bottom. This is a crash head first into the wall kind of thing. The partying days and, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, stuff. It's all time to get a different perspective on things. And he doesn't seem to be able to grasp that because he turns his back on the fact that he lost the election. But courts are going to put him away somewhere. And it's a transition for him. It's like the party is over. It's no more joy and fun. And
he's losing everything left and right and right and left.
What'd you get?
I asked if this was the year for his karma, and I got Bear Dog Mountain. No, this is the year where the financial problems begin. Huge financial problems. I asked it again. I got Tower Man Ship. So he's going to be in the courts, and this is a long distance journey. He's going to be there for a while, moving forward. So I asked, when does his karma begin? And I got Book and Mice. So I would say 22, 23. Because right now it's just the start of it. It starts with financial problems, and then it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And which kind of sort of makes sense because that's his MO. He fights everything in court. Delays. It's saying this is the year of huge financial issues. He's going to be stuck in court for a very long time moving forward. Maybe 22, 23 in a year or two is when it's time to collect. Maybe by that time he'll get tickets to the park, and that's when it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but.
Yeah. Thank you, Melinda.
And this, when all this first started, him and his reign of terror, there were people saying that it was a woman that was going to take him down. And now that we've moved into the age of feminine energy, makes sense too.
Well, Johnie, in your walking live stream the other day, you had 3 questions. Actually, it wasn't in your walking one. It was in. It
was in his walking one. It was in his walking one.
He had 3 questions that he wanted readers to look at. One is, what's on the other side of black holes? Why does divination work? And what will scientists find in their investigation of mediums? So I thought tonight we could take a look at least one of those. What's on the other side of black holes?
Let's see.
How do we put Trump through a black hole, right?
He's on the other side of the black hole. I don't like cards no more.
Is yours telling you hell now too?
When it's on the other side of a black hole, death.
Spirit's having fun with you.
No, I can't. If you ever went through one, then you'd know, I suppose. I get, but it's change. It's just change. I think it's different worlds. It's like in our universe, it's just maybe into another part of it is all. I don't think it's necessarily is heaven or hell or a different dimension. I think it's like if you went through a tunnel and you came out on the other side, it's still Earth, it's still space, it's still existence. It's just a different one is all. That's what I think.
What is it they call it when you can have two existences at the same time, like parallel universe? I get it's a parallel universe. So you can go through. There's security there. There can be chaos there also.
I got all these cards to do.
It's a fast way to get there. Boom, through a black hole. But there are. It can be very grounding also, and slow moving, plotting worlds, different leaders. But it would be, to us, it would be very confusing. It would break down the things that we cling to, because we would not be able to grasp everything. It would cause us to lose clarity of thinking. So there are things that are going on in these other worlds that we don't understand yet. We don't have the ability to grasp. Does that make sense? What'd you get, Becca?
I got fish, sun, rider. So there could be an abundance of literal suns, an abundance of stars, solar systems. But it's somewhere where you can, I don't want to say go visit, because you can't really go through a black hole without getting red and die. But perhaps it's an entry point to it. See what I'm saying? Like Johnie was saying about going inside of a tunnel, because it's showing that there's an abundance of this energy. This could also be energy, an abundance of energy, an abundance of light, an abundance of different stars and suns, perhaps solar systems here as well. Well, at least mine's not saying hell, Johnie. So that's nice. Like earlier, last time I asked was like hell.
That was quite funny. That was in text messaging, guys. Becca pulled some cards and he's like, that sounds like hell.
It's like, what was it, whip cross book?
Yep, whip cross book.
This torture and suffering, that's hell.
Yeah.
But it's also what we kind of have here too, sometimes it's like, so it's just like here. So should we look at another one of your questions, Johnie? Because I thought those were great questions.
Because we've done the divination work one before. I just want other people out there in the world to look at them, see what they get. What is the other one I said?
What will scientists find in their investigation of mediums? Because they're starting to investigate and study mediums.
Because I did a reading on it already, but I want to do it again here. Yeah.
I really like that one. And then I've got a funny question we can close with.
What will they find in their investigation
of mediums?
Because are they going to find that you're crazy and you're talking to yourself, or do they figure that, oh,
I hope not, because I do it every day for a living.
Because mind you, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they say. So whoever is investigating the medium, they can pull somebody forward and say, hey, do you know what such and such?
I got my medium card here.
Because it will prove it. It will prove it to you that it exists. So what I got in the last one, I sort of get that here too, is the high priestess. So there's your medium. And then you have the 7 of cups. It cannot be explained because it cannot be duplicated without. It cannot be duplicated with exact results. And so they won't claim it to be a science still. It's kind of like if you go to this medium will pull forth your mother, your grandmother, your whoever. If you go to that medium, this medium may not get nothing because those people didn't come to that person, or they may not be strong enough, or they may be going through something physically that is blocking something spiritually. So it's not even like you can go to the same, from psychic to psychic and get the exact same reading. They're going to hear things different. They're going to feel things different. The medium is the same thing. So they'll go to the medium, the high priestess. They can hear departed ones, but they cannot duplicate the results to basically quantify it as a science. And so it'll be kind of like it is now, to where it works sometimes, it doesn't work other times. Well, and actually, no, I'm going to edit that. It always works. It's just going to be different from person to person.
What are you getting, Becca?
I'm getting that there's going to be problems, so they need to stick to a certain protocol, if you would. Because I got Inker, Storks, Clouds, Ring, Ship. There's people out there who may say I'm a medium or believe that they're a medium, and they're really not. They're just, you know what I mean? So I get that it continues. It just continues. It's never resolved, because central to the reading is the clouds. So I don't know if this is because of how they're testing. I don't have the letter, so I can't say the test, but there's uncertainty there that just continues. It just loops around, because this is something that is so far off into a distance, and it almost like it relies upon having it nailed down so that it is consistent. And not just nailing down people that are consistent, perhaps not just the way that this experiment is conducted, but also the people that are being tested or used as, for the experiment. Because there are some here that just don't go anywhere. Their channeling is confused. They're just kind of making shit up. Pardon my French. You know what I'm saying? But then you have those that are committed to it that can really journey far. And that's what causes the problems between those that can really do it and those that are not connected. They're separated with this. They're separated from going afar by confusion. Do you see what I'm saying?
They have no clarity.
What's that?
They have no clarity.
They have no clarity. They just loop around in a circle in their own imagination.
That's so funny, because I have almost the same thing here, because it's an academic environment. This is my university or school card. Like, they have to really study it, because here's my medium reader, my psychic card, that is like the inside person to the people that have crossed on, one of my transition cards. And they have a planned way that they ground and connect, and it's a journey. So they try to understand how they're grounding, but at the same time moving their energy forward. They have some success in understanding family members, because they can document that, like so-and-so had family members, on the other side. They grasp that. But then the abundance of other people, like they don't understand how to document that. So, where they could look at somebody's family tree and say, okay, your aunt's name was, Sarah Mae, and that medium picked up a Sarah Mae. That's the kind of thing. Like, they can document that part, but they can't. There's surprises that come in. They can't do it. And then there are the mediums who get stuck in a loop in their head, and they can't figure out how to separate them from the ones that are truly on the journey doing it. Okay, on a funny note, this is Johnny's question.
Blame me.
Blame you. If Melania could change anything about Donald Trump, what would it be?
think Melania changed about Trump.
What do you think, Lucy? Lucy's coming over.
She could change anything. Oh, but don't Trump. What would it be?
Here, Lucy. Lucy's sitting by the heating vent, getting blow dried.
His money.
These people.
His money and his libido, I guess you can say it that way. I got yes, I got the fertility rune here. I got Yera. This is time of the year. This is put these two together. This is farming and agriculture. Also planting and seeding or procreations. And then I got Fehu, which is about money. This is also about crops, and maybe she wants him to be a farmer. Maybe she wants, but there is something to the effect of, and mind you, I'm not saying that she wants him more. I'm saying she wants him to, I guess, cheat on her less. But and then she wants more money, like have even more, like Bezos money. I can't.
I'm getting several things. What are you getting, Becca?
I got Cloud's Heart Mountain. Now, literally, this would be like the way that he thinks. Being stubborn, being just a bad person, being close-hearted. It could also be in regards to what that floppy crap that he's got sitting on top of his head. You know, or it's a very, 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 very bad affair, and she wants nothing to do with it at all. At all.
Like I start out with she would change his family. She would change the fact that he's trapped in his own poverty. So she wants steady money. She's trapped in poverty with him. She would steal Mar-a-Lago from him if she could. She would like for him to have a higher education. And she would get him to accept the fact that Biden won.
I wonder if she looks at him sometimes and thinks, man, you're stupid.
I mean, she supposedly speaks 5 languages and he can't even speak one.
He speaks Kofefi. That's what he
And he drinks his water like this. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, February 18th on Johnny's channel, hopefully with Lena Rodriguez. She may be trying to join us that night for our charity fundraiser. Next Sunday night will be on Becca's channel. And
thank you again, Peggy, for the shirts.
Thank you so much, Peggy. We love them.
We love them. And thank you, everybody who super chatted tonight. You guys are so greatly appreciated.
Thank you so much. And to the moderators, too. All right. Good night, everybody. Go watch the, well, it looks like the Buccaneers are killing Kansas City from what I can see, 31-9 in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go. So you guys watching the Super Bowl. Good night, everybody.
Bye.